We're going to talk about concepts, fight concepts. The three ranges of combat, right? So the first one is when your front foot is at the point, so step a little further back, and you swing and I can hit your hand. Now when I shuffle up and I can thrust, slash, and hit the body, it's called medio, right? Now if he gives me an angle 1 and then I break in, now this is called corto range, where I can hit him with the puño and I can start getting into my stick grappling methods, right? So at long range, defang the snake is your primary. When I get into medio, that is where I start to use my bante kame, my checking hand to control the hand. It's also where I can begin to disarm. I'm going to take that back. So when he gives me angle 1, at this point I want to use my checking hand, and then I can also disarm. Now, if I were to break in, now I can hit him with my puño, I can grip with my puño, get into, grappling tactics. So we're going to go through long, medium, and short range. In any fight, even if it's empty hand, we have long, middle, and short. Right? If we're fighting here, long is my kicking, middle is, is my punching, and then when I get into trapping and grappling, that's when I get into my close range. So all fights have long, middle, short. If we're in a fighting situation, in JKD, you guys understand the concept of Brim of Fire. Why are you in my volcano? It's gonna erupt. You came inside the... Brim of Fire means I don't let you close enough to touch me. If you can pick up your leg and kick me without shuffling that back foot, so keep your foot on the ground without moving. Now, if he can kick me, right, then I'm too close. Now, if he moves into my range, that's where I use my interception, right? But to intercept, I've got to create an opportunity for him to move to me. Go ahead and hold your hands like this. I'm going to touch you like this. I'm going to touch you on your forehead, a little closer. Don't let me touch you. If I can touch him, he can't intercept. Okay? You relaxed? Relax. The key to catching me is being faster than me. Shh. Keep the hand right there. Shh. Right? But if I can touch you like that, and my hand is starting from here, not here, right? I'm from a relaxed position, and I can touch him in the head, right? Because I'm relaxed. But you don't want to be in that range with me if you don't want me to touch you. And if I can touch you, I can punch you. Yeah? So I'm talking more to the camera. If I can touch you, I can punch you with all of my hits, right? So kicking range is your long, but also long I can lean and finger jab. So like long is a misnomer about the 4 ranges of combat. There are 4 sections of combat. Yes, when we're out here fighting, kicking is definitely one of the ranges. And then getting in when I punch. Are there any kicks that I can do at middle range? Right? There's all. I can still kick at middle range. Can I kick at close range? If I get in here, sometimes you can do little flick kicks. You can always scoop up. So there's an argument that Bruce Lee didn't say 4 ranges of combat, or he said 3 ranges. There are 3 ranges in any kind of combat. There are 4 tool categories. If I'm kicking, that's one. If I'm punching, that's another. If I'm trapping, that's another. And then when I get into grappling, that would be my 4th combat zone. One of the arts I trained in the 90s was trap fighting. It was a blend of JKD, Wing Chun, and shoot wrestling. And we called them the 4 combat zones, right? Because we understood there's 3 ranges of fighting, long, middle, and short. But once we get in, I got my long range kicking, I got my short range kicking. I got my long range strikes, I got my close range strikes, right? So you understand you flow through ranges and you have access to different tools. So the 4 tool categories are kick, punch, trap, and grapple. Trapping, I like to call the shutdown phase of the fight. Because the idea is he can touch me or punch me. So he goes to touch me, I want to shut that down. Right? And we have various ways to do it. In Wing Chun, if he goes to hit me, boom, I trap and I hit. Now, say I'm in wrestling and he shoots for my body. Then I want to get into clinching. Keep your head up for a second. Body pummel. You know, pummel. Get into pummel range. Right? So I'm able to pummel here, arm break. Right? Or we get up into tie clinch. Right? Wrestle for tie clinch. Right? These are all ways when I get in a fight and this guy can elbow me, grab my neck and go to elbow me. I want to get in here and I want to shut down his ability to elbow me. Right? Or he's trying to grab my waist because he wants to wrestle and I'm trying to shut down his ability to clinch my body, get to what he wants, do what I want to him. So trapping and clinching I call the shutdown phase of the fight because simple put, his hands are up. I don't want him to use those to hit me. And we talked about this last time a little bit. Be a bad guy going to stand here. And you're a bad guy, you're kind of here. Christine, why don't you come like right here? 3 of you guys are stop right about there. So we're kind of. Now, if you guys say the back wall is here, the wall's here, exit's over by you guys. Should I go this way into the fight? No. It's a bad idea. But I got 2 walls and I got to get to the exit. So as you guys move into me, then I need to sector, get to somebody's back, and then go towards the wall. Right? So what happens is, when you guys are moving to me, I have to pick a bad guy that I turn into a human shield, and then I get out. And there are all kind of ways to do that. We'll get into some of those in a bit. Thank you guys. Come back in. All right, so when we are in fight range, we'll talk about concepts. Ideas we use to not die. Anybody want to die? All right, so first one is, when he moves to me, I intercept that motion. Right? The idea, I, is interception. Second, now he's close enough to touch me. He goes to touch me. Yeah, there we go. Go to touch. Reach like from a fighting stance. Right? Or go to touch me. There we go. I can intercept with the destruction, elbow, destruction. If you go to give me a round kick. Right? I have various destructions, right? So the first idea, the I, is step out. Now as he moves into me, I can intercept. Or as he moves to me, I intercept. Just move to me on the first one, right? Wait for me. So move, I intercept. Move, I intercept. Which I'm intercepting motion before contact. We'll get to contact. Right? Now when we're in contact range, D, we have 2 options. 1, throw a punch, and I deflect. 2, I just go and throw your punch, I destroy. Or I destroy. Yeah, go slow on that because I don't want to mess your hand up. I destroy, right? So I either deflect, deflect, destroy, destroy, right? So intercept and destroy or deflect are your first methods. And then the next one is E, right? I.D.E.A. So when he goes to touch me on the forehead, just touch my forehead. Yeah, go ahead and touch my forehead. Like I was fast. Okay. Touch my forehead. Evade, right? Evasions. Which evasions can be slipping back or touch me, slipping to the side, right? So for every action, there's a reaction, right? So as he goes to hit me, boom, I intercept and I come in, right? We have 3 attack times. First is, we're hands up, we're fighting, and I attack before he throws a punch. Why do you react before I even do anything? He's like, let me make contact. Anyway, so before, our hands are up, and I attack by a trap, but I make the first move. So before he does anything, boom, I hit. Next, he throws a punch, and I intercept D.I.E. Next one, he throws the punch, and retract that, throw the punch, and I hit on the backside. So before, during, and after. 3 attack times, right? First is, boom, I'm the first to hit. Second is, I hit him on the D.I.E. Third, I let him and I hit him on the retraction. In JKD we call that riposte. It comes from fencing. It's the idea that he thrust at me, just thrust your hand out, yeah, thrust your hand out, and pull it back. So thrust it out and retract, and I hit him on the retraction. Right, and these principles in JKD come from fencing. Right, so I have the ability to hit him before, he throws a punch, D.I.E., he throws a punch, I hit him on the after. Notice the second time I came on the inside. Right? So 3 ranges, 3 attack times, long, middle, short. Let's go ahead and work on intercepting a little bit. So I want you guys to establish a brim of fire. The idea of brim of fire is a volcano. You're on the brim of the volcano, and if he steps into the volcano erupts. I want to have a no-go zone, where if I'm walking down the street and I see these guys, they don't get close enough to touch me, but when they become aggressive and move to me, then that's when I can intercept their motion. Action, reaction. So what I want us to do is you'll partner up, and then one guy moves to you, and you either stop with a stop kick, which I'm just simply lifting my leg and placing it gently. We're not going, rah! It's not a big kick, it's just simply lifting and placing. And we call it a shin knee side kick because it can go to the shin, knee. A lot of times in training, just for the sake of my partner, I place it on their thigh. And then the other one is I reach and touch the forehead. But notice I'm like a fencer and I'm leaning. I want to reach in so that when I'm at distance, I can get him. If he was throwing a punch, closed fist, look at that. If I extend like this and I'm pushing back, extend your fist. See where his fist is? I hit him before penetration. So if I'm shoving back, it's going to take the power out of that punch. Of course, I want to monitor that, you know, when I come in. But if he's just moving to me and I can finger jab at distance, I want to do that. So partner up. When they start to move to you, you're either going to side kick or finger jab, right? Let's work that for a little bit.